Imagine being on this flight. Your brain gets 3 seconds to decide. The alarms are flooding your senses. The flight attendants that you're trained to obey, they just stand there paralyzed and frozen. But this one woman in front of you in seat 12D is moving with absolute certainty to the wing of the plane. Now, she's also heading for a 15-foot drop onto concrete, but every single cell in your body is telling you, follow her. It's a good idea. Now watch this. It ain't pretty. It's hard to watch. The reports actually said that she shattered her ankle in 3 different places, but as you're standing behind her watching this, your logical mind is screaming this is absolutely insanity, but your survival brain, the part that takes over in a crisis like this, it's not capable of complex analysis. It's looking for a simple, decisive signal. It's outsourcing the thinking. It's latching on to the first person moving with unwavering confidence, and it instantly accepts their action as the correct action to follow. That person's certainty becomes your brain's only data point. It's a dangerous mental shortcut that feels, I want to stress, it only feels like it's always right, like it's showing you the accurate escape route. Now, let's put you on that plane. Screaming alarms all over. A mom's holding her kid above her head like Simba to try to keep it from not getting crunched. You got a group of drunk 20-year-olds still fresh from their all-you-can-drink Aperol Spritz lunch in Majorca. It creates a complete power vacuum. And in that vacuum, the first person to act with confidence provides the new template for action. The first irrational behavior, immediately everyone copies without even thinking. And here's how the psychology behind that works. Here's what most people don't get. Most people assume authority comes from titles, uniforms, an org chart, but rewind the scene and you'll notice it's actually just some random dude who just decided he was gonna act. Nobody gave him permission, yet 200 passengers instantly mimicked his actions as if he's the pilot of the plane, as if they're going through an evacuation manual perfectly. Here's what's really happening. Think about airports. What do? They drill us into obedience. Flight attendants speak, everyone nods, no one questions everything. It's safe, predictable, until it isn't. I see this all the time in everyday situations. It's not just airplanes, company meetings, classrooms, events. Authority evaporates in seconds when the official procedure breaks down, and panic hates vacuums. An action always fills that space, and whoever's action comes first, it's the new default. It's instantly deciding what's considered normal in that moment, and everything that may be logical is now considered not normal. We know the Ryanair crew was screaming ridiculous commands like, get off the plane, keep everything here. They were in a panic, but that was just panic noise contributing to the chaos. That's not leadership that creates order. Contrast that. Do you remember that plane that went down in the Hudson, old Captain Sully? There's a great movie that was made about it. But his passengers were equally trapped and terrified, but his goal wasn't just to give an order. It was to manage the fear of every single person on board. After a catastrophic bird strike that killed both his engines, he gets on the intercom and in a steady and possibly calm voice, we've got the recording of it, he makes one announcement. This is the captain, brace for impact. And the command didn't offer certainty of survival, but it offered something else, maybe even more powerful. It offered in a calm, competent way that a leader was in absolute control of the situation. His tone didn't just tell them what to do, it told them how to feel. It was an emotional anchor that prevented mass hysteria and kept everyone in the cabin unified in an orderly way through an unlikely unsurvivable event. And that tone of voice isn't an accident. It's a specific tool. It's a tone that you can learn to use that makes people want to follow your lead without ever questioning it. It kind of automatically hijacks compliance in people's brains. And it's interesting because it no longer is the words that you say, it's how you say it. I've actually got another video where I'll teach you that in more depth. I'll put a link below this video. You can watch it there. I want you to understand that most people wait. They wait for permission. They wait for signals. They wait for other people to act. and it's usually a mistake. Now, I'm gonna give you a technique that's one of the most powerful ways to control a room. You won't wanna use this in just regular meetings. Save this for when the stakes are massively high and you can't afford to lose. I call this the anchor ally, and the politicians use this all the time. The concept is simple. Before you walk into the presentation or meeting, you want to pick one person on your team that you trust or plant one person at the event before and explain the situation before. Then, anytime you drop a big line, before the rest of the crowd can even process it, boom, that guy is there hooting and hollering. He's on your side. He's saying you're the best guy. Absolutely right. I completely agree. And this happens before anyone else has even a chance to process it. Their job is to act as the first domino, to validate your authority and what you said instantly. And if you hesitate for even a second, their job is to fill that silence with a nod or a strong supporting question or a clap or a yell to support, just a crazy yell, just to support that you are in control. And the reason is simple, because in presentations like this, hesitation is a virus. So it's a complete display of certainty. It's kind of like a hype man with MC Hammer, where everything they say, it's like, yeah, Hammer, go Hammer. It's kind of like that, but it's on a much higher level and a much more important scale. Now, this is very important. Real authority is not about titles. It's about stepping up during uncertainty with clarity. And if you're the type of person confident enough to do this, you need to recognize when you might be the only logical thinker present. When procedures fail and people start acting irrationally, you need the fortitude to set the right pattern for everyone else. Because if you hesitate, someone else is definitely irrational, maybe completely crazy action becomes everyone else's new reality. Do not assume that someone else will step up. They might not, or it might not be the person you want everyone else to follow. The panic guy who jumped, the first one off that Ryanair plane, off 15 feet onto the concrete, he almost created a stampede that killed everyone. And that same first mover principle, we talked about this whole video, when it's applied strategically in your life, it can explain why lazy coworkers may make triple your salary. They may act, you may be hesitant. They get promoted, you get overlooked. Every single day this dynamic plays out in offices everywhere. I see it all the time. People who work less, they care less, and they deliver less somehow make more money. I've spent a ton of time thinking about this, decoding exactly how this works. And if you want to understand it, I'll put a link in a video below and I'll walk you through it there. Talk to you there.